we'll put it on recording, and that way you will be able to access the past webcast video and the audio, okay? So, my name is Sergey Savastyuk, and I will be talking today about how to use artificial intelligence to find trending stocks, okay? So Tickeron is the company which developed pretty powerful AI tools for the financial markets. And we also develop natural language generation technology, which allows us to explain what AI is thinking, okay? So then what we did, we said the following: we're gonna go ahead and register at SEC, where SEC is the Security and Exchange Commission, which would give us the right to manage other people's money. But at the same time, it kind of imposes on us some limits of how much we can advertise ourselves. And what it means that some companies which are not SEC registered can say BS quite a lot because they are not registered. One of the examples I can show you, there is a Federal Trade Commission now suing Online Trading Academy for running investment training scheme. So that means they are training people, they're claiming all kinds of stuff, charging a lot of money, and at the same time really giving them unfounded earnings claims. That's what we don't do at our company, and we don't do it because we're a SEC registered company. So for your sake and for the future search of your search of the good companies where you get trained, you can go to the legal, and if you find example where it's example of Betterment, you see they're registered, and if you find ATV Part 2, then it means the company is registered with the SEC. That means you can trust them, of course, to the degree. Okay. So next, why to use AI algorithms? Because 75% of global trade is handled by algorithms. And if you really want to compete with this in this market, then you have to know what's going on and how to use it. So who are you playing against? You're playing against mostly against big institutions like hedge funds, mutual funds, and pension funds. And here I have an analogy where you can compare the situation as a competition. And let's assume you play baseball or basketball in the minor league, like high school, college. That way you play with the people who have the skills like yours. And it's very unlikely you're going to get to the national league in baseball, right? But what happens in the financial market and the stock market is that you get to the national league at the moment you press the button buy or sell. And that way you're competing directly with the national champions. And that's the reason why a lot of investors, individual investors, lose the money. Because the hedge funds have staffs of mathematicians. They have hundreds, sometimes thousands of computers. They create their own software. They backtest their strategies. But what individual investors have, they have maybe a person is a mathematician like myself, and then one or two computers. That's where I started. You can buy some software, and then or subscribe to some other service tips. And then you're trying to learn what are the indicators are and how to use it for technical analysis. It's pretty hard. That's when I did that, I realized it's hard for a lot of people. And that's where we created the Tickeron to help to individual investors. So because we're SEC registered, we have self-directed investors who can have access to our AI or through the advisors. Let me tell you what I'm gonna talk today about. I'm gonna tell you very basic stuff just to understand what it means, the trading plan. I also will introduce for you terminology, what are the odds of success, of the trading success, and I will show you some tricks which you can use right away. And then we'll talk about different modules in our system where you will see how you can find trending stocks. Okay, so let's look about the trading plans. What is the trading plan? Trading plan is like a mental concept. What kind of a plan you have in your mind to enter the market? So one of them is, that's what we're going to be talking about, this trend continued. What it means? It means this arrow defines the price of the stock or ETF or anything goes up. And that's at the point here you have to make a decision. Is the price is going to go continue to go up, or it's going to go to any other direction? Okay. So if stock continues to go up, then trend continued, and your trading plan is betting on this fact. Another trading plan is to buy on the dip. What it means the stock goes up, then a little bit down, and then goes up. And that's your concept, okay? It's called buying on the dip, and the dip is right here in this particular point. Then another concept is the breakout. What is a breakout? Breakout is a kind of a trend continued, but there is no specific line which the price should break. And then here is the example, kind of price goes up and then gets to a particular level, and then it goes up again. And that's a breakout, this line, the price, okay? So the trend reversal, that's where a lot of individual investors get lost, and that's where they lose the money, because they're trying to find whether or not this point of this reversal exists. And they're trying to find exactly that moment, thinking they're going to make the most of the money going up. Okay, so here is a illustration of why you should not do that, is finding the trend reversals. You know this skiing, it's called the half pipe skiing, where the people kind of go in this type of a pipe and then go from one side to another. As you can see, they're jumping here because they had enough of the acceleration to fly. I bet you've seen that on TV. Okay, so when you trying to find the trend, what is actually happening, you go down, 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 and here is like a trend reversal, you would think, but there's still a support with this pipe, and that way, in reality, you have very short period of time to make money kind of flying, and you fly if you have enough of inertia, okay? So that means you have to be some period of time going up, and only then you can really jump and move up, which is the fly, okay? And to catch this moment is very hard, because it's kind of almost downhill skiing, and then you keep going down, okay? So you understood that this part is exactly that part. You kind of gain acceleration and jump, okay? That's important for the trend trading. Okay, so what is important is to find a moment where it's going to be enough of the inertia to move up. Okay, now another concept which is important to understand is that odds of trading success. Okay, um, so here, what you see is that try to make here some animation, and let me see. Okay, it's kind of not working right now, but the idea is as follows. Okay, so let's assume today you have a trade idea here, buying on a dip. Okay, so what it means, you again assume that the price goes up, now went a little bit down, and now you bet on the fact that it's going to go up. Let me show you what it means, odds of trading success. It means that you identify the pattern, which is the trading on the dip pattern, right? Which is up, down, up, okay? Then you go to the similar cases in the history, in the past, and trying to find whether or not they existed. Here, as a matter of example, I found 4 similar cases, like up, down, you see up, down, and up, down. As you can see, let's say 12 months ago, it was confirmation is a success, failure, it went down, confirmation, it was success, and again success. So that means if you have 4 similar cases and 3 of them were successes, then your odds of success 3/4, and that way there's a 75% of odds of success. So I'm going to use this number to show you that the whole point of the using AI is to go back, identify the patterns, okay, and then see how stock reacted on the similar situations, okay. So another important concept is the group analysis, okay. So if you have a herd, and these herds of ships really moving all together, if you scare them, they're all moving down, kind of left to right, similar to like with the coronavirus, stock went all the way down, and everyone went down, okay? Nobody went up, okay? But we will find out today if it is possible to find somebody where would be buying opportunity. So what we have is a proprietary technology of analyzing the trends for the group of stocks, okay? So from that point, let me show you like a demo, okay? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna log out from my account, okay? And that's what you see when you get in, and without even registering, you can get quite a lot of information, okay? So let's see. Here, for the sake of the orientation, you can type here Tesla, let's say. Oops. Tesla, right? So you pick it up. You want to get a news feed, and you go here right away. You get all the information about the Tesla and what AI is thinking about the trends. Okay, so as you can see, that that's going down all this time, and that indicator shows that we think it's going to continue to go down. Okay, there's a lot of information. We do analyze uptrends, downtrends, and everything which is possible to analyze, like support resistance, trend predictions. I will show you earnings. We have headlines and all kinds of news about Tesla. Okay. Let's go back to the beginning. As you can see, today is a 1 day information about what and how the markets behaved. As you can see, Dow Jones gained a little bit, S&P 500 also, and the Russell quite a lot. And what you can do is say, okay, oh, maybe there is a trend reversal, right? Um, but let's see what happens. So what we can do, click here, view more, and let's check what's going on with markets. As you can see that you can click here and see that, yeah, some commodities went up and then quite a lot of people went down, right? Let's analyze the market. Okay, so I click here. That means all these four now major indexes are selected, and I'm going to generate this group analysis. I click on summary, okay, and that way I will see what AI thinks about DIA. It is a representative of the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and the Nasdaq and the Russell 2000, right? So today they went up, right? And as you can see, this is a little bit went up and other points. But the problem is that the group, as a group of entire market, it's actually continues go down. And that's here we see that it's going to go down in the ratio of advancing issues to declining 1 to 2. So that means there are double of people who really selling rather than buying. So the ratio is 1 to 2 approximately. Now, as you can see, the system says the Dow is going to continue to go down, S&P 500 is going to continue to go down, and all of them are going to continue to go down. Maybe not tomorrow, but overall, we did not hit the bottom, right? Here, look at the trends. We'll identify the trends. So for instance, this is a NASDAQ, and then was a signal February 24th, you see yellow point, we called here trend. You see, this is like kind of a reverse type of half pipe. You see, it's kind of went up, 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 and then down. We were saying, no, we don't know what's going on. And only here we said, okay, that's where you can sell short or just get out of the market, right? So as you can see, that's how much of a distance it went down from February 24th, which has been already almost 3 weeks, right? Here, now let's talk about the odds of success. As you can see, I'm still logged out. And now if you obviously you already joined, now you have access to this information. And if you join, you're going to see the odds of success, which are written right here. Okay, when we log in, I will show you. So what we do, you see, in this, let's say, X number of cases, 70 cases total, we identified similar cases like now, and then knowing how many times it went down, so we confirm this downtrend, okay? So that's kind of important to know and read carefully when you use our system, okay? So let's go back, and then we're still here, and I already showed you that if you just come and then check what you can do, even like that. So you can type here DIA, you see, it's down, and then SPY together, and then this is a QQQ, which is NASDAQ, and then IWM. So now you have pretty much entire market. Either you can find the news feed or you can find the summary. You click here and boom, and then you see the same report of what's going on, and that means with the chances of 80% is going to continue down over the time, and that's not the bottom. Okay, and then every single indicator shows that the market is still pretty bad. We did not reach the bottom. Okay, so this is the one way of finding the trend, right? And then if you look at here, what we have, I promised you that I will show you how to find trends in the newsfeed, right? So I already showed you instant trend group analysis that the markets are gonna go down. You can actually find out pretty much any stock or groups of stocks, whether or not they're gonna go down, okay? So let's say Facebook, okay? Apple, okay? AAPL, whatever you want, Amazon, right? Amazon, okay? So let's see what's going on with them, right? So you click here. And then as you can see that this all other three major stock is still gonna go down. Okay, so that means we really didn't reach the bottom. Now we see that we have a news feed right here set up in the manner of the like a Facebook. You can see what our signals show. You can see quite a lot of red. We're reporting earnings in this feed. We give you ideas what to read. Then that's again earnings report, signals, and everything else you need. What you can do is to, let's say, okay, there are hashtags, and then you can use them and then find out more about specific news. So for instance, if you select here like this company, Smart Global Holdings, it's in the semiconductors, you want to see, okay, what other semiconductor companies do? And that way you analyzing all semiconductors using newsfeed and Outlook analysis of tickers in the semiconductor industry. This is a description of the industry, and then you see that the group also showing pretty much negative, red, different types of signals. Okay, let's go back and then see what else we can do. Okay, so what we can do is also select methods of the analysis of our news. So for instance, I can look at all earnings, I can look at the companies with dividends, I can look at the technical analysis. I click it here, so I'm selecting the hashtag, and now I see all the news associated with technical analysis. Okay, and if I decide to select the hashtag bullish, that way I'm gonna see only green, only bullish type of news. Okay, no, it means there are some stocks might be going up, right? I can click here, remove it, and then let's say I can take bearish, and that way I have all the bearish news. Okay, so the good news is that you can construct your own news feed, and that way you're going to receive the news on a really specify interest. Okay, so let's see. Let's assume you don't know a hell of a lot about technical analysis, but you read this article, you can see here information about order success, but you don't know a hell of a lot about moving averages. You click here and you can read immediately everything which you need to learn about the particular indicators. Okay, so here again, moving average. Let's say you don't know anything about momentum, you click here and you read an article about the momentum. So let's assume you want to select all technical analysis, bearish, and let's say here what's going on with oil. You type here in the category oil, okay? And then you see oil production, natural resources. Then let's say we're going to look oil gas production. What's going on with this? That way we generate a group analysis, and it's also going down with the probability of like odds of success 75%, and all this news don't look good because we selected all the bearish news. So if you want to find the stock, so you remember I showed you that if you really want to play the trend, so you want to find the group which is all about the trends, and that way we would see what's going on, okay? And that way, out of that list, okay, you can select something more interesting, but it's already pre-sorted for you, and that way you can analyze them in a particular direction. Let's say in this case is bearish, means it's going down. Okay. Okay. So I promised you to show you a few elements of trends and in the newsfeed. Now let's go to the screener. So we have a screener, and let's start it here. I'm still logged out, right? So log in. So I'm going to go to screener here and a screener home. And I'm in a screener where I can screen the stock with the particular filters, which I can select and then save the filters and then use them later. So there are all kinds of filters one can construct, and there are different ways to construct them, okay? You can try all of them. I have a special webcast how to construct your most favorite filters. But let's take this one, which is about the top weekly performers. So we're going to look at this case for the very short period of time, like about a week. As you can see, there are some internet retailers actually went up 20%, okay? But uptrend is 16 companies and a downtrend 84 companies, okay? It doesn't look good. What about food retailers? A lot of people sitting at home, and that's 67% of companies in the uptrend and only 33 in downtrend. Okay, wow, food retailers, kind of an interesting group if you want to buy, okay, because we considered trend only going down. Now let's see whether or not I identified some group of companies. You see 12, there are 12 of them, whether or not they're going to go continue up like in the half pipe on the skis, right, on the board. This is the list. As you can see, it's only 9 stocks with the food retailers. And I'm not going to go to details where you can see technical analysis for this group fundamentals and the fundamental analysis. This is a special webcast about the how to use the screener, right? What I'm going to do, I'll show you whether or not I'm getting a confirmation, which it makes sense, whether or not it makes sense to really look at them of going up. So I'm clicking here, I'm selecting all 9, right? Now, with this blue line, right, I can now transfer them and analyze all these summaries, okay? Let's look what happens. Oops, you see? This green line shows that there is enough of the advancing issues versus declining, and the probability is not bad that this particular group of stocks, and they're right here, you see kind of the advancing already, then as you can see, the signals are positive, okay? So what it means, I identified some of them positive, some of them negative. That's okay. But you see, I have more positive than negative predictions, right? So you see how many green arrows I have. And that means what I did, just use a few clicks in our screener, right? And I found some retailers already turning around, okay? Whether or not it's guaranteed, it's not guaranteed, but with the probability of success, you know what you enter into, okay? Would I buy right now this type of stuff? I don't know. I would have to dig into each company specifically to find out if it is making sense. Okay, so but it's not a bad graph. Look, it was a lot of stuff. Let's say Kruger. Okay, interesting. So what I do, I click here, and now I want to see what's going on with Kroger as a company, and here I can see the performance to the week, for you see, for the month, for the quarter, and so on. And this is a commentary generated, and as you can see, the AI says, okay, it's a kind of a positive direction, and people buying a lot of stuff from the store right now, and that's what confirms the trend, and it might make sense really look up, even though it's pretty high. But as we know, look now what I would do, I would look at the fundamental ratings. Okay, so technical analysis looks good. Let's look at the fundamental ratings. So here's the fundamental analysis of this rating. So PE, it's a price per earning, it's pretty good. Out of between 1 to 100, it's a 4. Price growth, it is a 4. And SMR, which is the sales margin and return, kind of analyzing the business model of this company, is 15. Wow. Tickeron valuation rating is 26, so that means this company is still undervalued. Okay, even though it's moving up, but we know that's where you fly. Okay, is that whether or not it's going to be a long upturn? I don't know, but definitely there are some elements which are going to make some money in the nearest future. Okay, and then what you can do, you can analyze some other trends. Okay, so as you can see, log, because I still not logged in, and then you can log in and see quite a lot of information. Okay, so let's go back. And then I will show you in the trend prediction engine. This is our premium product. As you can see, some of this stuff is still available for free as soon as you log in, or even without login. So you go here, and then trend prediction engine. We have pattern search engine, and we have intraday, meaning real-time type of pattern analysis. Okay, if you explore them, you will see that it's quite a lot of fun to trade on patterns. We consider only one pattern, which is a trend. It's not very sophisticated pattern. Okay, so let me log in. Okay, I'm logging in, and now I see that the market is really bad overall, right? It doesn't look good. But let's see how to use briefly a trend prediction engine. I have a different webcast on that topic too. So you come here, and then this is advanced search, where you can select stock, ETFs, Forex, mutual funds, cryptos, or like even separately penny stocks. You have to set up minimum confidence level with which it's going to go to the particular direction, and the price range. Okay, I'm not going to touch anything here, and I'm going to look only on whether or not I can find those stocks, which kind of know pretty bad market. And this is all the stocks, and that's the AI generating confidence level of going down. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to verify whether or not they are going to go down still. What I'm going to do is to take view 20 of the top stocks. I'm not kind of making that too sophisticated. And again, click on the summaries, okay? Just to verify whether or not all of them are going to go down. You see, this is all my stocks. And then as you can see, chances of going down pretty high, and advancing versus declining 1 to almost 2. And some of them show that some of these indicators are positive, but I would be very careful whether or not we really want to buy on the indicator level. That's where you combine what the AI is thinking, what the indicator shows. And then there's still quite a lot of stocks showing down. You see from these yellow points down, from this yellow point down, and that's what's being anticipated. Okay, so let me go back. And this is really a good tool. What you can do, if you like these settings, you can go to daily alerts and then set up similar settings. Okay, that's kind of like that. You want to have only stocks, or you like mutual funds or ETFs only, and then see what's going to happen. Okay, and that way you can find all kinds of stocks based on this, let's say, the 90% of chances is going to go down. Okay, so let me see what else I promised to talk today. Pattern search engine, yes, definitely. It is also quite a tool where you can find patterns. Okay, let me briefly talk about that. We have a special webcast for that, pattern search engine, and then we click here. It's also an advanced pattern search. And what are the patterns? Okay, so if you click here, this is the patterns which been proven that with the proper analysis you can really find a good setups. Okay, it's not a trend, it is a particular pattern similar to like a doctor's looking on ECG, and that way they know it's going to go to the particular direction. For instance, this called cap and handle. It's a bullish pattern. Look what happens with the patterns. The stock kind of gets to one point, goes down, so we kind of fix one point. Then it goes down and then kind of bounce back. And then you think, oh yeah, I got a trend, and it's going to go up. But all of a sudden, stock goes down. Okay, and you see, it's not a trending stock, and it's point number 4. But if it gets to this particular point, you see now it's a cup, and this is a handle. Okay, you kind of holding right here, and if it makes through this breakout point, this is a really good time to buy. Overall, it is a trend, right? But it combines kind of big cup. This is a dip, and then you buy it right here, and then we can predict how far it's going to go up. Okay, so and then here is some historical results of analysis of this type of a particular pattern. So what our AI does, it goes to the market, finds all kinds of cup and handles, bullish patterns, and analyzes the statistics, right? So what we see here in these statistics, that if the confidence level about 60 plus, and the distance to target, which is like making 5% from this point to this point, okay, just to make 5% within a few days or weeks, right? This is a number of patterns made the money, okay? This is all the recordings which being recorded by us based on the statistics, okay? So if I, for instance, raise the confidence level to even 80%, okay, 80%, okay, so then 77% made 5%. It's pretty amazing, but obviously I had 4,000 of those patterns over the years. Now I have very few of them, very 1,000. Let's assume I want to make like 10%. So I had only 379 patterns like that, 81% probability, not probability, it's really 81% made the money with this type of pattern, which is amazing, okay? And then, this is a statistic, how it made the money, okay? So then what you might say, okay, I like this type of patterns. I will set up daily alerts. How I'm gonna do that? I'm gonna go here. I'm going to select only stocks, okay? And then I'm going to look at only bullish, okay? And if you really want the minimum confidence. You remember, it depends on the confidence. You can set up like, let's say, 78%, right? Then you can start generating alerts. Okay, you start, and then you will be getting alerts that daily, where you can. You see, this is the latest patterns which been generated by the our systems. Okay, so now if you have questions, it's a good time to ask, and I'm gonna be finishing this demo. It's a short demo. As you can see, there's a lot of information here, and if you have questions, I can answer them. Let me know. I think there is like kind of instant messaging, or you can wave the hand and then say something. But instant messaging is the easiest. Okay. Do you guys have the questions specifically? Maybe it takes time to type them. I can wait. On the meantime, it's a short recap. I told you what is a trading plan, basics, what the odds of success. I showed you proprietary stuff for group analysis and all kinds of ways to finding trends, plus a really sophisticated tool finding the patterns. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, that means you can use our system either for free or subscribe to the premium channels, or you can get to the academy and get the lessons one-on-one, where people can teach you this stuff and more details. Okay, that way I'm gonna be then closing this webcast. We actually spent like almost 47 minutes, and I hope you like it. So I'll stop sharing, and then I'm gonna end the meeting. Thank you and goodbye.